Good morning, folks. Welcome to Quantsapp Morning Brief. This is Vicky Sajnani here. Let's get started with the morning nuances. Yesterday Nifty shut shop 123 points up, 0.78% gains. Bank Nifty 208.55 points gains with 0.62% overall gain in Bank Nifty. Let's see how the SGX Nifty is pointing out this morning. This morning, SGX Nifty is down 107 points, 15,727 thereabouts is where SGX Nifty is quoting at. So clearly, there is a mild short nuance which is coming in, but let's look at the charts. On the charts, yes, on an overall basis, we still see that the top-to-top trend line is not getting breached. Stiff resistance at 16,000, 16,200. Next major resistance, if you see the moving average thereabouts, is 16,325 and 16,790 happens to be the resistance point. On the lower side, 15,500, 15,200, 15,000 happen to be the important levels for Nifty. So one would have to wait and watch how it behaves around these levels and whether it's able to conquer the 16,000 mark or not. As far as the OI, futures OI considered, I think there is a mild long which is built up, and then we are seeing some amount of short covering which came in. But nevertheless, it is in a slightly confused state. But then looking at the charts, looks like that it could head a little higher. There is a possibility that it could head a little higher. As far as the OI is concerned for the options, again, 16,000 happens to be a stiff level on the higher side. And 15,500 and 15,000 happen to be the two major levels, with the put OI being high out there. Moving on to Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty also again in a downward sloping channel, but then the resistance looks like 34,410 and 36,000 thereabouts happen to be the two major resistance. Of course, the psychological level of 35,000 would also be important to look at. On the lower side, 32,335 and 32,000 happen to be the two major supports as per the charts. Looking at the Bank Nifty open interest on the futures, we are seeing some amount of longs coming in, but then not that substantial as of now. So again, 34,000 happens to be 35,000 happens to be a range where Bank Nifty has been consolidating. So one would have to wait and watch and see how it pans out during the day. Of course, the major technical levels always hold some amount of sanctity. So we would keep watching those levels. 33,000 on the lower side as a put strike major nuance, as in the major support zone. On the higher side, 34,000 and 34,500 and 35,000 happen to be, depending on the call open interest levels. Those are the tricky levels or the technical levels which you can come up with. As far as the top gainers are concerned, CUB, Persistent Systems and FSL, both two of them from IT. On the losing side, HDFC AMC, Chola Finance, and Biocon. As far as the index contribution is concerned, most of them were in the positive territory, and we see 14.20 points from private banks, 43.6 points from IT gains, and 14.37 gains from FMCG, while there was a negative shade from the oil pack. 2.29 points on the lower side was the contribution from the oil pack. As far as the built-up is concerned, auto, fertilizer, infra are in the positive long built-up. Auto ancillary and Bank Nifty, cap goods in the short covering zone. Short and long unwinding, there's nothing out there. As far as SBI cards is concerned, that's a call which we stock which we are talking about today. 800 happens to be the stiff resistance on the higher side, and intermittently we can see 795, 800. That's what we are seeing on the charts also. So 795, 800 happens to be the stiff resistance, and a cross of that could lead to higher targets in SBI cards. It's been supported at around 750 levels and 720 levels. That's what we are seeing from the charts. As far as the futures OI built up is concerned, you're seeing a bout of short covering there. And again, 800 happens to be a stiff point, as I pointed out. So 800 and above, we could see higher targets on this stock. As far as the open interest picture is concerned for the options, we are seeing substantial call OI at 800, and some amount of unwinding in puts has been visible. So 700 happens to be the stiff level support zone for from the put angle, which is clearly evident from this table. As far as the next stock is concerned, TVS Motors, the resistance point 802 and supports being 760 and 720. So on a break of 802, you can see higher targets on this counter. Again, it's quoting close to highs as of now. As far as the OI picture is concerned, the futures OI picture is concerned, you are seeing longs coming in. So clearly, I mean, this is suggestive of some amount of traction in the stock and some amount of positive interest. As far as the futures, that was the futures OI picture. Now we can see the options OI. Options OI, we are seeing 800, as I pointed out, as a stiff resistance point, and then intermittently at 820. Supports being at around 750 and 700. That's the major levels on the lower side. As far as the band list is concerned, Sun TV and Delta Corp are in the band list. That's what is visible. I would summarize now. Nifty 15,000, 15,200 happen to be the supports. 16,200 resistance points. Bank Nifty 34,500, 35,000 resistance points. 33,000, 32,000 major supports on the lower side. Sectoral long built up, auto, fertilizer, infra. Short built up, we saw that there were no stocks or no records which were found in the short built up end. SBI and TVS Motors are the two stocks which are on the radar today. Band list, Delta Corp and Sun TV. So those are the stocks in the band list. And with this, we wrap up, and I wish you happy trading. Have a good day. Thank you.